Welcome to this very brief walkthrough video on just to touch on all the available functions and menus on the LexOS platform, and then at the end I will touch briefly on the upcoming features um, before the end of the year. Okay, so real quick, this is what you find in the dashboard. What you find in the dashboard is dependent on your role that has been assigned to you. So to address this video, let's start all the way at the bottom. Okay, starting from the firm settings. So here is where you get to enforce some certain processes for your firm, such as cross-departmental visibility and the rest of it. Branding is where you upload your logo, choose your primary and secondary colors, as these will reflect in your invoice generation based on your brand colors. And if you're willing to take payments directly into your accounts, you have three options here: PayStack, Stripe, and PayPal. You set them up with your keys and you're good. Next, we have email integration. Now, what this does is to allow you to send emails directly to your clients, be it invoices, right? So if you already have a general office email, SMTP, you can get those details from your email service provider and impute them here. Okay. Subscription and billing. This is where you manage your subscription on the platform. You can change your subscription or upgrade your plan depending on what you need. Pending invites. Here is where you get to send invites to your staff or your teammates to join your team or your platform, as the case may be. So this helps you onboard not just your internal team, but also external consultants, remote workers, and the likes, right? So next you have staff and users. So basically this is where you get to manage all of the staff and users, and then edit their roles and permissions, all of that. Now these are the default roles that comes pre-built. You can add new roles, you can edit existing roles depending on what you like, and assign real granular control over what each role can do and see and execute. And then you can still, on the user level basis, you can still edit what each person can do regardless of the role they've been assigned, by giving them extra privileges or reduced privileges. So active devices basically shows you all of the active devices currently on your platform, right? So what this does is, if for any reason there's a report that a laptop or device has been stolen, you can come here and revoke access to that device. So that way you protect your confidential information. Hardware keys. This is where you set up two-factor authentication. And then if by any chance you happen to have a USB key, right, any of those ones with biometrics, that's the highest level. You can set that up here by using this page. So you can set all of it with the authentication app and the USB key. Invoices. Now this is where you create and generate invoices for your clients. Now you can send the receipts after they've paid. You can download the invoices and send to them directly. Or once an invoice is created automatically, if the client has been given portal access, it goes straight to their portal. But then for those who prefer the manual work, you can download the PDF and still send to the clients. You can edit or delete them as the case may be. Now, case disbursements is where staff gets to request for monies from the account departments, and then the SAN or whoever it is in charge approves and the funds are disbursed. So this keeps a trail of basically monies being spent and how it's spent, right? And case disbursements are flagged when you're creating invoices, so you don't forget any part of the money processes. Okay. Archive tasks are tasks that have been completed and then they're archived after a while. this is the task board where you assign a task to someone with all of the details, and then it's draggable all the way from pending to just started and all of that, right? And so this way everyone knows what they're doing, and everybody can see who has done what is pending, and what needs to be fast-tracked. Okay. The pulse chart is a collaborative space where you get to have conversations internally, right? So you have 3 sections where you have direct messaging with individuals in your staff management. You have active cases. So when you create a new case file, automatically it spins up a chat room for that case file. So every instruction for that specific case is handled in that case channel. So whenever you're looking for specific instructions or to make reference to a conversation about that case, you know where to go instead of scrolling through all of that noise on WhatsApp. And then we have the general firm channels. We have the different chat rooms for different departments. And then we have the management trio, that is the principal, partner, the partners, and the practice manager. And then here you have the general firm chat where everybody is involved and can see. So this general firm chat can be used as a notice board management or something. Now next we have legal research. So from time to time, the legal industry researches are done internally based on the cases you're doing, or for a blog post, or for an article, or for publication. You know, instead of those research materials being completed sitting on someone's computer, they can be uploaded here for safekeeping, and anybody can have access to the research materials depending on what they're doing. Schedules and deadlines. This is where we set up either meetings or schedules or appointments, whatever it is. Basically, you have various categories, either firm-wide or department scoped, depending on what the event is, right? So pending uploads. Now, what pending uploads does for you is sometimes when you create processes internally, especially for documents that come in, the team responsible for digitizing the document by way of scanning them might not have been completed, but you need to input the process so that management can see that this has come in, and the rest of the team involved can see that this has come in and begin to make preparations. So you can create a process without uploading the file, right, since it's still pending. So what happens is any process or any process you have uploaded or you have created without a file upload, it flags it there. So that way you never forget that, oh, a certain case process has not been uploaded. So the document involves basically shows the total list of all the documents that has been uploaded within the firm, right? And then the document involves, when you're uploading, of course, it allows you to tie it to a specific case file. So the case file, this is the exact case file, just like we have a case folder in the office. Now when you open this, you have a list of all the case processes and files that have been uploaded, right, back and forth. And then down here you have where you can set up the case pattern opposing counsels, and you put in all the representatives on both sides so that you can flag when processes come from whoever. You have the court processes and pleading timelines. So you can see this is a timeline, and you can see that this came in, this is a response to this, and this is a reply to this. And so it basically just gives you a general idea of everything going on a step-by-step basis, right? Even though this is called court process and pleadings, we know that not all processes end up in court. Some are done by way of, easy dispute resolution, but you can still use this to track all of those things that are coming in and your responses to those processes. So here is a record of court proceedings, which is the usual report you write on the body of the case file itself, right? Even though this says court proceedings, but you can still use this to give reports on cases that have happened, be it in the corporate, maybe it's a merger, just a general idea so that whoever is bidding can know what has happened and maybe where to pick up from. Now, when you have specific researches done for this case, you can upload it here, and it would of course show up in the legal research section over here. And then this basically just another place to access all the documents for this specific case, right? And then you have a case audit trail that shows who created the case along with some other metadata, right? So here is where you set up your departments. These are the defaults. You can create as many departments as you like based on how your firm is set up. Now, the Iron Vault archive basically mimics your archive room or your file room. So here, once a case has been closed or has been finalized and everything done, all invoices cleared, marked as paid, all disbursements accounted for, you can archive that case. So take for example here, you can archive the case, and once you archive it means it's immune to edits, except the SAN gives a specific person a key, a permission to actually be able to browse through those files or make changes if need be. But once a file is archived, it stays here, and then you can view all the details on it, but you can't edit it. Here you have your clients. So this is where you set up your clients, set up portal access for them, and then send them the passwords. Of course, you can change the passwords on their own end when they get to log in for the first time. And so this goes to say that when you create files in your case files, right, you can, when you're putting documents, maybe like a court judgment or as a case may be, you can actually set specific documents to be seen by the client. So meaning that those documents will automatically push a copy to the client's portal. So that's why you have all of this client exposure. So for this particular case, all of these documents will expose to the client. So on their client portal, they will see it and you can have access to it anytime they like. So here is the firm activity logs, basically just a breeze through of activities happening for audit purposes. We did what, when, and yeah, basically just to give you a general overview of activities going on within your organization. So basically that's that. So for upcoming features, one of the things we're going to be building or adding is one is the ability for you to send emails directly from here using that general firm email for communication with the clients. Two, we would have features for you to do to create your documents here. So meaning that you wouldn't basically need to have to go out of the platform to create your documents, right? So you would have a full-fledged document creation in here, just like maybe Google Doc or Microsoft Office, right? Be featured in here. And then we would also have what we call the learning management system, right? So we are tech-based and we basically serve the legal industry in various ways. Trainings on cybersecurity and workflow processes. So all of those kind of materials to help everyone improve on whatever it is they do and how they do it as far as tech is concerned will also be featured in here. And oh, by the way, yes, the documents creation will also feature a collaborative workspace where 2 or 3 persons can be working on the same document at the same time, and you will see each other's input to be able to give comments or reviews in real time, right? So that's that for this short walkthrough, and see you in the next one.